1, 2. Is this on?
In wrestling, secret communication is often done by subtly calling spots or giving specific hand signals. However, for this video, we want to go beyond that and delve into the hidden out-of-character conversations had during matches and promos.
You know, I remember specifically one time we were in a house show and I was working Rock, and he goes, "Put me in a hole." And so I put him in a hole, and the only thing I could hear is, "How the fuck do I get out of this?"
Most of them you wouldn't have heard on camera, but we all know about them after the fact.
He started crawling over and he goes, "We got him now, SA."
We'll also highlight some moments you might not have seen before that feature non-verbal gestures.
You did the coolest thing, is you look back, knowing what was happening in the entire match. You look back at me, like I got him. It's yours now, I got him. But then you winked, and when you winked, the lights went out.
Today we'll hear from the talent themselves as they relay 10 times wrestlers secretly communicated in the ring.
You were about to attitude adjustment me through a table, and I had my hand in a weird position. You said, "I can't hear and I can't see," and then I had to move my arm so you could see and hear. I moved my arm, and then you go, "Thank you so much."
Brock Lesnar and Goldberg were madder than hornets during their WrestleMania 20 match. Everyone knew both men were leaving WWE afterward, so the fans hijacked proceedings with their chants. They infuriated Goldberg the most. Meanwhile, Brock showed his disdain by flipping off the camera. This is hardly a hidden gesture, but all was not as it seemed. Contrary to how this looked, Lesnar's double birds weren't directed at the fans, but rather someone backstage.
Well, neither one of us wanted to be there.
Why didn't you want to be there? Because it's WrestleMania 20.
Because I didn't give a.
Why did you leave?
That was to Vince right there. That wasn't to the fans. Everybody took that the wrong way.
Okay, but why was that to Vince?
No, that was just me. I had had enough of the business. Like I said, it was.
Man, we're only 2 years in.
I know. I didn't.
Was it the road?
It was the road. It was the people, everything.
7 years later, WrestleMania 27's main event could have been thrown in disarray due to injury. Deep into the match, The Miz smacked his head off the concrete, going over the barricade. Following this, the WWE champion was essentially on autopilot. The lights were on, but no one was home. John Cena, The Rock, and referee Mike Chioda guided Miz for the rest of the match. John visibly leans in after the pin to check on his opponent. While speaking to Chris Van Vliet, The Miz explained how Cena, Rock, and Chioda talked him through it.
I remember Cena saying when he had me like this, "Just grab onto the ropes, kid. Grab onto the ropes. We got you. We got you." Rock, boom. I remember Chioda going, "Cover him, kid. Cover him, kid." And I remember Chioda telling me, "Throw your title at the Rock. Throw your title at the Rock." Threw the title at the Rock. I remember the Rock coming in. "I got you, kid. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. We got this." They all protected me. They all looked at me, and they all allowed me to do what I needed to do to make that whole situation a success.
Sticking with John, and a big moment from Cena and Cody Rhodes match at SummerSlam 2025 saw Rhodes get AA'd through the announce table. Like with our last entry, safety was paramount for John when executing the spot, so with Cody on his shoulders, the last real champion spoke directly to the American Nightmare before hitting the move. Rhodes obliged to Cena's request, and everything went smoothly as planned. Cody remembered the interaction on his What Do You Want to Talk About podcast.
In MetLife Stadium, in front of 60,000+ people, you were about to attitude adjustment me through a table, and I had my hand in a weird position, but I'm also thinking, I'm taking the bump. He's fine. And you said, you said, "I can't hear and I can't see." And then I had to move my arm so you could see and hear. I moved my arm, and then you go, "Thank you so much."
Cena with an AA to Cody through the table!
Rhodes and Cena later shared an emotional moment after the bell.
I drove John around for 2 years. I learned everything I could from him. He didn't know I was learning from him. That's what I told him in the ring. I told him I'm sorry it took me so long.
We also got some insight into an earlier exchange they had during the action.
They were booing. This was right before I stomped on his ankle. And he just looked up and said, "Be yourself." It's what you want! The moment was there to be a bad guy. John can figure that out and realize, no, just be yourself.
On his podcast, Cody Rhodes also told a story relating to his match with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. In the final stretch following all the run-ins, the soon-to-be new WWE champion shared a moment with The Undertaker, who had just chokeslammed The Rock. The cameras didn't pick up what Taker did when he looked over at Cody, but it would prove to be an important interaction for the American Nightmare.
You did the coolest thing, is you look back, knowing what was happening in the entire match. You look back at me, like I got him. It's yours now, I got him. But then you winked. And I tell people this all the time, it went like this. And when you winked, the lights went out. I'm going in my mind through did they know? Did they see him do it? No, they didn't, because you turned your back to the hard cam to look at me. I'm sure you know, but that did so much.
Undertaker's back in WrestleMania!
Jeff Hardy often kept his promos short and sweet, but this posed a problem once WWE began scripting everyone's dialogue verbatim in the 2000s. Jeff didn't have to cut lengthy monologues, but he was tasked with remembering every line and reciting each one word for word. This was especially problematic since scripts might not be finalized until late in the day, thus giving talent limited time to memorize their promo. Actor Freddie Prinze Jr. was influential in Jeff's 2008 main event push. Freddie was on the creative team at the time and wrote a lot of Hardy's stuff. On his Wrestling with Freddie podcast, he spoke about using cue cards for Jeff's backstage promos. This helped the charismatic enigma feel comfortable while delivering his lines more naturally.
We start filming and he's not happy with the vibe of it because he doesn't get enough time to memorize. That's still the biggest issue with the WWE. And this was a quick hustle that we had to do. You only get so much time to get these done and then approved. We get it done, I get it in. It gets on TV and the crowd pops big for it. The pop is so real that Vince literally says on the headphones, "Oh, that was a real pop." And I'm like, "Oh, we're good. We're good. We're good."
Next, we have another example of a writer using cue cards to help a wrestler with their promo, as The Rock worked closely with Brian Gewirtz to craft material. Even after Gewirtz had left the company, whenever Rock returned, he always brought Gewirtz back with him to construct promos. This was the case at Survivor Series 2011, when the Great One prepared for his first match since 2004. Because the show emanated from Madison Square Garden, Rock and Brian decided the Brahma Bull would sing some of Frank Sinatra's New York, New York. However, the Great One was having trouble remembering a certain verse of the song. To counteract this, Gewirtz hatched an idea which he discussed in his audiobook.
For whatever reason, Rock was having a hard time remembering one part. The whole
I'm a number one, top of the list, king of the hill.
Whenever we got to that part, Rock would bump up against it and forget the order. So what did we do? What we always did, created a safety net. For years, I had written key words in a Sharpie on a piece of paper and stood by the cameraman as Rock did a live backstage promo. Rock's promos were significantly longer than most, so it was helpful to have a visual reminder of how the promo was supposed to go. And with The Rock typically wearing sunglasses backstage, it would never look like he was reading.
You can see Rock look off camera for the cue cards. He starts quoting the lyrics but repeats himself. From there, Rock was able to recite the tricky verse, as he quotes each line looking into the camera before breaking out into song.
And tonight, The Rock wakes up in a city that never sleeps. In a city that never sleeps. He's a number one, top of the list, king of the hill, a number one. These little town blues.
Brian would also reveal why the People's Champ paused after looking for the cue cards.
As I flipped to the last page, which contained the order of the lyrics, I thought I saw Rock give the slightest hesitation as he started singing, but thankfully, he ended up nailing it. "Do you realize what you just did?" he asked. It was then when Rock told me to look down. The piece of paper with the lyrics written in Sharpie, ensuring he wouldn't stumble on the one part of the promo that was giving him fits, was facing the wrong direction.
The People's Champion from WCW, DDP, only had a short WWF run, but at least he got to have a WrestleMania moment. Christian proved to be one of DDP's best opponents in the Federation, as their rivalry came to a head at Mania 18 in Toronto. Their back and forth during the build-up helped re-establish Dallas as a face, following a tough time as a heel. Meanwhile, Christian began to come into his own as a villain, throwing temper tantrums and pouting around like an angry child. Page appreciated how strongly Christian put him over during the feud, especially on the grandest stage. The two had earned each other's trust after their first one-on-one outing together on the January 27, 2002 Sunday Night Heat. This was a strong contest, which was so good it kick-started their program.
He came up to me one before our first match and just said to me, "I'm all yours, whatever you want to do." And I said, well, we're going to go out there, we're going to have some fun, and we're going to go out there and steal this fucking show. That's what we're going to do. And we went out there, and I think we did. We had an amazing match. And I remember when he hit me with the diamond cutter at the end of it, he covered me and he whispered in my ear, "I love you." So, I mean, and we had a very good camaraderie after that, obviously a big trust with each other, and we kind of made it into an angle that got us a match at WrestleMania, because I don't think either one of us were kind of penciling in at that point to be in a featured match at WrestleMania. So we kind of made it, took something that was kind of thrown at us and made it into something. So I have good memories of it.
DDP showed the Canadian his gratitude at the end of their Heat match.
He's got to go for the cover now. He might have him. It's on. DDP.
You can also see them both give one another a little tap and squeeze at the end of their WrestleMania encounter, but we'll talk more about this type of secret communication later. Following WrestleMania 18, Devon Dudley became Reverend Devon, where he was accompanied by Deacon Batista. John Cena was a frequent opponent for Devon during this time. Batista knew Cena from OVW, where John would often rib Dave because he was so easy to mess with. Devon found out about this, so devised a scheme with Cena to prank Batista during a match. Devon discussed the plan he made with John on the Devon and the Duke podcast.
If you ever joke around with him, he goes, all the time, why? What did he tell you? I was like, he said he's nervous to wrestle you. I was like, why did he say he was nervous? He's like, because he felt like every time you would walk by him or something, you'd mess with him. Like you'd grab his face and be like, hey Dave, how you doing? So I was like, do me a favor, let's just do it out there in the show. I'll throw you out there, let Dave go to pick you up, and just go, Dave, I love you. And I remember I threw Cena out of the ring. Dave goes to pick him up, and then he jumps back. He goes, what the hell? And I go, Dave, throw him back in the ring. So we get in the back. I go, what the hell's wrong? He goes, Cena kept messing with me. You told me he wasn't going to mess with me. I was like, what'd he say? And when he told me, I was like, oh, God. I was like, Dave, he's messing with you, man. He was like, I don't know. He scares me. I was like, he's fine.
Next, we have a bonus section. Here we'll look at various verbal and non-verbal cues that fall into multiple categories.
This way. Neither would I, but under the circumstances, maybe I'm going to say, may have been the best thing.
But the difference between me and you come out here, you run your mouth about being tough. You ain't tough. I know it and you know it.
Following contest.
Jim Duggan coming up.
And that interaction there with Vince, when I handed it over to him, he said, prove me right.
I was being told literally by Adam Pearce, who's standing next to me with his arms, we are still alive. We are still alive. I'm going to fight up to his feet. Tell him to fight up to his feet. Triple H via the ref's mouth says to me, come on, you still got it.
What's that? Him to fight up? I did. You feel it? Yeah. I felt like, man, if he comes up, they're going to blow.
The hard camera is where the money is in wrestling, so to speak. That being said, sometimes talent need a reminder of what direction it's facing. At SummerSlam 2003, Chris Jericho literally turns Goldberg's head, so Bill throws him towards the camera side.
Protection is gone. Now what? Look at their strength. Look at their strength.
When Scott Hall pinned Jericho on the December 15, 97 Monday Nitro, Chris made a brief gun-pointing motion. Jericho had heat with Hall backstage during this time, so it could be in reference to that.
You can only hope for a misfire, but he didn't get it here in this phenomenal athlete. Gotta give him his due. I know, Larry.
Timing is everything in wrestling. Here we can see The Rock giving Val Venus the Iggy as it's known. This is so Val knows when to start getting up.
Rock might be wise to just lie there. Take it easy. The easy way out.
Val tells a story about a different time he wrestled Rock. Here, the Great One had trouble with the submission Val locked him in, one which the Big Val Boski had learned from his time in Mexico.
You know, I remember specifically one time we were in a house show and I was working Rock, and he goes, put me in a hole. And so I put him in a hole, and the only thing I could hear is, how the fuck do I get out of this?
Stevie Richards was so upset with his match at Unforgiven 2004, he sent a message to those backstage regarding their awful creative. Stevie revealed this on his YouTube channel.
Showing some conviction.
Son of a bitch! When I said son of a bitch, if you look, I'm kind of half looking at the back at Gorilla, and then Tom Code too. So that son of a bitch wasn't for him, it was for them.
Talent are constantly communicating during matches, especially when it comes to ensuring safety. It's why you might see a wrestler checking on their opponent after a big spot. They'll give a quick touch or privately ask if the other person is okay.
When the time came to throw him through the glass, I was injured. I hurt my tailbone.
Hey, John, you said, Who's so crazy? Here he comes! Oh, my elbow to his chest! Oh, my God.
Goodness, what's he going to... Oh, my goodness. A belly to back from about 3 or 4 runs up.
Oh, my God! A moonsault by Charlotte! Good grief! Oh, my God!
Oh! Nikki has got to get to a rope and fast!
Issue tonight.
Paul just slams her head down on the corner.
Anything. Go out there and compete.
By the same token, if something goes wrong, you may see a performer immediately make sure the other competitor is fine, and often in a less subtle way given the accident that just occurred. This causes the wrestler to briefly break character before springing back into action, provided all is well. Fans are relieved everyone's alright, while also being intrigued at the brief exchange witnessed between the two athletes.
Gorilla press. Oh, man! A-Train. Son of a bitch. Did you see what Edge did, King? I heard what you said there. Sorry, man. Oh, God, I cannot believe this. Oh, man! The monitors are busted and Triple H and Kurt are busted. And Angle's face may be busted. Ooh, they've been very successful. Eagle is dazed. I think he's dazed, too. That slam by Kane was huge. Springboard elbow! Springboard moonsault by Paul! Good God! Absolutely incredible! Wait a minute! What? Oh, man, no! Oh, my God! Here is your winner! Oh, my God! Oh, my God! What? It was a mistake having Reginald out here. And he went Carmella! Oh, my goodness! Carmella came flying! Oh my God!
Wrestlers are essentially dance partners working together to create an artful performance, and as we've seen already, when the match is over and both talent are happy with the work they've put in, they may show their respect by thanking the opponent, perhaps with a subtle touch of acknowledgement such as a small pat or squeeze.
You can thank them, just give them the Iggy. You know, when you're going up, squeeze a leg, squeeze an arm.
They might even come in close and speak directly to the wrestler. The fans at home can't hear what's being said, but it's cool to see the talent sharing a moment with each other.
I always appreciate that man for doing what he did. So here it is, Frank Crossbody. You see my head down, I'm talking to him right now. I'm saying thank you so much, brother. And he's like, no problem, brother, I got you.
Whispered something in my ear, and he basically said, I love you, brother.
You are looking, ladies and gentlemen, at perhaps two of the greatest, when it's all said and done, that this business will have ever offered you.
Right here, I tell him I love him. And he tells me that back.
It's something you often see Randy Orton doing following his matches.
Oh, we got him! Drew McIntyre! The Viper! KO and Randy with the win! Here are your winners!
It's a cute personal interaction between the competitors as they show their appreciation to each other in a nice, meaningful way.
He started crawling over and he goes, we got him now, S.A.
People come over! Yes! What do you gotta do to beat this guy? Cover! Cover the leg!
Not only that, but it's an interesting peek behind the curtain for eagle-eyed viewers who spot the gesture, as we get an insight to the bond and trust wrestlers have with their peers.
Oh, manhandle through the table! Double slam through the table! And big time Becky Lynch gets the win!
Fans often enjoy the behind-the-scenes details, so this combines that with the on-screen wrestling at the exact same time.
For the win! He got him! Here it's you! The cover! Puts it in! Puts the champion! Still the legal man picks up the win!
Wait a minute.
Oh, man! He's out! He's out! We are down to 2! Priest wins!
Now if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our similar video on 10 hidden WWE secrets fans were never supposed to notice. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.